I'm Jason O'Neill. I'm the head of Global Training Services for Kepner-Tregoe. We support human resources and learning and development professionals to help do two things: to transform their culture of problem solving and decision making, but also to ensure that processes are improved in the functions they support, such as manufacturing, IT, or in human resources. We bring a problem-solving and decision-making methodology that's been tested over 60 years. It's the how-to of how to solve problems and make decisions. The methodology is great, but we also have a very important approach to our training where we not only teach the skills, but we make sure that people get a chance to practice them, and then they can apply those skills to real-world problems in the workshop, so that when they go back to the job, they can really problem solve and use better decision making when the heat is on and problems are really on fire. I feel like our training services, when people come to our workshops, they walk away and they feel good about the new skills they've learned, and we've given them a chance to apply them. But the real magic happens back on the job. We have an online learning library, so you can always access content and make sure that you have tips and tricks and coaching techniques available anytime. But we also offer services such as coaching and performance system integration and process integration to make sure that people are supported on the job when they're trying to use those new skills, and that everyone from leadership down to the front line really supports people who are trying to implement a new culture of problem solving. What differentiates us is that we find that software and templates don't solve problems. People solve problems. And the people that come through our training are empowered to go back on the job and use those skills to drive an ROI and to make a difference. We're trying to create the next generation of problem-solving leaders, not somebody that can go use a software program because they were told to. Our problem-solving and decision-making experience in the workshops doesn't end just there. We want to make sure that customers go back and can get an ROI from the new learnings. We have one customer that trains dozens of people a year, and they measure how their employees go and use those processes on the job to solve problems, fix equipment, and streamline their operations. And they get a ROI of almost $30,000 per learner for everyone that comes through their workshops. And we can really prove an ROI when we work with our customers to measure that and implement them properly. We look at training as an entire experience. There's what happens within the classroom, but also what happens when you get back on the job. And we have a series of services to support learners back on the job with content, to provide coaching services so that they can be reinforced with good process skills when they're trying to solve live problems, and make sure that whenever we need to be available, KT will help a customer try and solve that problem that's really on fire. When we visit clients, we find all the time that people are always running around, solving the next problem, fighting the next fire. And what we're trying to do is give people the opportunity to slow down, think about the problem, gather the data they need, work with the team, and solve the problem. Not only that time, but to make sure it doesn't come back. And we feel like that's a big differentiator for us, is making sure people are confident to do that every time. So there's two main innovations we've been working on recently. The first is our live online training. Live online training is a live instructor-led training that can support learners anywhere they are, from home or in the office. And we've cut it down into smaller bites so that people who want the content when they need it can come on and have a conversation and learn from a KT facilitator, and it's all done virtually. The other area of innovation is around simulation. We feel like you can get a lot out of practicing your new skills within the workshop, but to be put into a real situation under pressure and to try and solve problems in a simulated environment, we've seen really good results so far with clients, and we're finding that learners really like that experience before they're expected to go back and solve problems on the job. We're We're seeing a lot of change in and around generational and technological changes. Generationally, younger learners expect to have shorter training sessions delivered to them on mobile devices in a quick, easy way they can digest from wherever they are. From a generational perspective, technological perspective, everything's on devices. People really don't want paper as much anymore, and they're looking to have content when they want it, exactly where they are. There are a handful of ways that we try and support clients to be more empowered and become leaders in problem solving. Not only what happens in the classroom, but also the support we can provide when they go back on the job to ensure that they're getting a return for their investment, and also in the solutions we can offer from a consulting perspective. If there are bigger problems, more processes need to be looked at, we're there to support clients for that.